everyone and
Hello
welcome to my
everyone.
channel Science Kid. Today we are going to see about cells. Plant cell, the animal cell and the human cell. Before we see their characteristics, first let us know what is a cell. As you see in the picture, cells look like this, very small. Even if we can see cells, we can't count them. They are countless. So without further ado, let's see what is a cell, the definition of a cell. The cell is the basic structural, functional and biological unit of all known organisms, the plants, the animals and the humans. A cell is the smallest unit of life. Cells are often called the building blocks of life. How you build something with blocks? The same cells. We are built with cells. Without cells, we can never live. There are two types of cells in our human body. RBC and WBC, which is known as red blood cells and white blood cells. We'll get into it. Now you know basically what is a cell. Now let's see what is a plant cell. Now let's see what is a plant cell. Like all organisms, plants have cells. Plant cells have a nucleus with chromosomes and DNA, and they have mitochondria. Those are all common to all cells, but in some ways they are different from animal cells. Now before I go more detail into it, let's see the parts of the plant cells. The parts of the plant cell are cytoplasm, nucleus, cell wall, cell membrane and mitochondria. There are many more complicated parts. Let's just see the basic parts, which I told now are the basic parts. Knowing them which will be enough. Now let's go more detail into the characteristics of those parts. Plant cells have cell walls composed of cellulose and some other compounds. And there are special cell-to-cell communication pathways known as plasmodesmata. And the most notable are the chloroplasts, which contain chlorophyll. This is the green pigment. This is the green colored pigment absorbs sunlight and allows the plant to make its own food by photosynthesis. They have a large central vacuole. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the large vacuole. The large central vacuole, a water-filled volume enclosed by a membrane. The vacuole keeps the cells turgor, controls movement of molecules between the cytosol and sap, stores useful material and digests waste, proteins and some unwanted things. Okay, now we saw what is a plant cell, what are the parts of a plant cell and what are the characteristics of all the plant cells. Okay, now let's see the animal cell. Let's see about the animal cell. Animal cells are the basic unit of life in organisms of the kingdom of animals. They are eukaryotic cells, meaning they have a true nucleus and specialized structures called organelles that carry out different functions. Animal cells don't have cell walls or chloroplasts that plants have. Before I get into more detail, let us see the parts of the animal cell. The parts of the animal cell are the cell membrane, the nucleus and the cytoplasm. There are more parts, but these are the basic parts, which is enough for us to understand and to know what it is. So, now let's see the characteristics of these parts. Let's start with the nucleus. The nucleus contains a cell's DNA, its genetic material, and Now let's see about the chloroplast. The chloroplast is a network of filaments and tubules found throughout the animal cell. It is also found throughout the plant cell. I'm sorry, I forgot to explain this in the plant cell. Now I'm explaining in the animal cell. This is the same in plant cell, animal cell and the human cell. A common thing. And now let's see about the cell membrane. The cell membrane surrounds the entire cell. For plants, the cell wall and cell membrane surrounds the entire cell. But for animal, no, it's only the cell membrane. Animal cells and human cells don't have cell membrane. Now, we know what is an animal cell, what are the basic parts of an animal cell, and what are the characteristics of the parts of an animal cell. Now let's see about the human cells, which is my favorite, which will also be your favorite, maybe. So now let's see about the human cell. Let's see about the human cell. There are no differences. There are only some differences between the animal cell and human cell. The same thing which I told about the animals, the same is in the humans. There's nothing different because we also came from animals, right? We do have some of the same DNA of animals, right? So, I don't need to tell much about the human cell. But I'll tell the two types of cells which is present in our blood. The RBC and WBC, I told in the start, these are called red blood cells and white blood cells. So the red blood cell, nothing much to say. But the white blood cells that is our immunity power, When viruses or bacteria enters our body, for example, don't take it serious. For example, if we get coronavirus, if that coronavirus comes inside us, these are the blood cells which fight with the virus. There's no medicine, right? See, not only coronavirus, if any bacteria or any virus enters our body, these white blood cells will be the first one to fight against them and send them out of our body. What a great thing, We should actually be happy. God has created us. These white blood cells work so hard. They work all 24 hours. Can we work all 24 hours? No, but our body works. Each and every part of the body works 24 hours. It's a great magic. Right? So without further ado, let's complete the video. If you enjoyed the video, please support us by liking, sharing, subscribing, and you can comment, and you can even comment your doubts below. I will surely reply to it. Thank you. Have a nice day and a great tomorrow. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Thank you for watching.